Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for investing a little bit of time with Duda. My name is Nava Hopkins, evangelist over at Optimizer, and I am thrilled to be joined by the amazing, the brilliant, the creative, the probably one of the most interesting CRO perspectives on the space right now, Brad Smith, founder of Automation Links. He's going to go through an amazing presentation, and then we'll have a bit of a Q&A. Speaking of Q&A, would love to feature some of your amazing questions and comments. Just as we're getting things going, we'd love for you to chime in where you're talking from or where you're joining us from, what you're really hoping to get out of this session. And Brad, thank you so much for joining us.
Nava, thank you so much for having me on. I'm looking forward to this.
It'll be really good. So just as we're getting everyone settled in, I know we have about an hour to engage in some amazing content. Keeping an eye on those questions. So if you have questions, this is the man to ask, and I'll of course have some questions as well. But Brad, do you want to dive into the presentation?
Yeah, that sounds good. And I would love to see where everyone's tuning in from. So if you don't mind just putting in the comments your city or location that you're in, that'd be really cool to just see who's here and where you're chiming in. I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. So right over here on the coast, but I know a lot of people tuning in will be from all over the place, which will be cool. I've been doing this marketing stuff for a long time now, not over 9 years, going on 10 years. That thankfully we've been able to work with 2,500 plus clients, and I see Paul's from Florida. Paul, I was in St. Pete, Florida for 10 years, so that's such a cool spot. So good to see some people. Germany, awesome.
And we have
Great to see you guys
Mongolia
on.
as well. This is going to be a global perspective on PPC and CRO. And before we even get into the presentation, Brad, what do you think is the most common misconception about CRO that PPCs have? And is that a good kind of way for us to think about the presentation we're about to hear?
That's a great way. And what I see, I think the most common thing is anyone that does any advertising or really any marketing from social media as well, you send your visitors usually to your homepage. Now, the homepage is super generic and super broad, and it's not specific to what maybe you're promising them in the ad or what you're talking about in your social media post. So people tend to get lost and distracted. And I think when we look at our stats, we have 110 clients that use Duda right now. So when we go look at their stats, they've got that great stats that says the device people are using. 80 to 90% are on the mobile phone. And I always joke and say, well, and hopefully it's not a joke, or hopefully it is a joke. They're at a red light on their phones, and then the light turns green, so they leave your website real quick, right? So you have seconds, literally seconds on someone's phone to capture their attention. And if you don't do it the right way, less than 1% of people convert on a homepage. So that's what happens to the other 99.9%. You all are working so hard building your brand, advertising, marketing, posting. So don't let those 99.9% of people go to waste that you work so hard to bring to your website.
100%. It seems like we have a good attendance in, ready to get the show on the road.
Awesome. I'm ready to share those slides. So today
All
we
right,
get to
Brad,
talk
take it away.
about high converting landing pages. I call them high converting because as soon as you start implementing landing pages and doing them right, and I'll show you how to do them right today, is when you really start seeing results. So just like I mentioned, you spend so much time and effort into marketing yourself and advertising yourself. What's the point if you don't actually get somebody to convert, right? So this should help, and I'm going to show you some cool examples today. So first, I want to show some results. I'm going to share 2 clients that we've worked with, and their results are really cool with their advertising. Our experience, why I see what's working and what's not working, which landing pages work and which landing pages don't work. The strategy behind it, so you all can learn the strategy. And I'm actually going to show 2 layouts that are converting the best right now, so you all can just feel free to steal those layouts and use them in your business. Why copywriting is super important, why the form that you use is important. And I think one of the most important things is that thank you page. All right, so the boring stuff. This is the most boring slide I have, so we'll get through this quickly. But another common misconception is advertising to the homepage, like I mentioned. But when you're doing any type of Google or Meta ads, they will actually give you a quality score. And one of the most important things that they look for is the page speed. And so we've tried all the different platforms out there, and we found that Duda has the fastest loading page load speeds. So we work with a lot of Shopify clients, and we'll actually build their landing pages on Duda in order to get that quality score. So Google Ads assigns a quality score ranging from 1 to 10. If anyone's done Google Ads, you've seen your score in there before. It's always changing. They look at different things like the ad relevance, the click through rate, the landing page experience. When they say landing page experience, they're looking for out for their customers. They don't care as much about the business. So Facebook and Google want their users, first of all, they don't want them leaving their platform. But if they do leave their platform and go to your landing page, they want it to be a good experience. So the number one thing is how fast that page loads. If your page takes 2 or 3 seconds to load, somebody might just leave right away. Um, then the most important part, the higher your quality score, is going to lead to better ad positions and most importantly, lower cost per click. So if you've done any ads, they'll charge you $2 a click, $3 a click. But if you have a high quality score, you can get that down to pennies per click with your ads. So really important there, especially when you're thinking of Google. Meta, same thing. They're looking for that user experience. Slow loading page speed is going to be a bad user experience from them. High bounce rate they're going to see. So if you're doing a Facebook ad to your homepage and somebody hits your homepage and leaves right away, you're going to start paying Facebook more just because you're not giving them a good experience. Same exact thing. If it loads fast, that's key. You have to expect most people are going to be in their phone and maybe not even have internet speed. So I want you all to test that too. Test your website. And if you are already using landing pages, test it yourself. Click on an ad preview and see how fast that takes to load. And is that a good experience for yourself? I see a lot of businesses don't even go test their own landing pages themselves. So super important. And this goes along with not just ads. So I don't know how many people are in here running ads. Maybe give a thumbs up if you guys run ads for your business so I can see who's running ads. That'd be really cool to see. But even if you're not running ads, it's the marketing too. So when somebody clicks on Jacob is awesome. When somebody clicks on a link in your bio or a link in one of your social media posts and they hit your website and it takes forever to load and it's not relevant to what you posted about, it's going to lead to a high bounce rate as well. So even my social media channels without ads still go to landing pages because I know that they convert better and they work better. Brian, Kimber, Ben, awesome. You guys are all running ads. Really cool. So maybe we can pop this open, make this a little bit bigger here so we can read. But I have two different types of businesses. Like I mentioned, we have worked with over 2,500 businesses, 110 clients active right now with us that we have landing pages for every single one. We see what works and what doesn't. Client number one here, she's on Shopify and she's had sales goals for the last 5 years. All of her ads, all the companies she worked with in the past, they were running ads to her homepage of her Shopify site, and she was stuck. She was not growing. She was stuck at around $20,000 a month in sales every month and not growing at all. We went in and we implemented landing pages for her where people could go get a 10% coupon code in exchange for an email address. And then they could go buy with that coupon code after they did the landing page. And she went up to $80,000 a month. She's now averaging over $100,000 a month with the same exact ad spend. So she was spending $8,000 a month on ad spend. She's down to $3,000 a month on ad spend, and she's 5x her business. So you don't have to spend more to make more. If you can get better conversions, you can actually spend less on ads because you have more leads and more customers coming in. All right. Next one is going to be a B2B business that we work with. They were completely stuck. This is crazy that they were spending $40,000 a month on ads and they were profiting, returning 40,000 back, breaking even. So what's the point? So the first thing we did was we went and created landing pages for every single one of their ads, every single one of their marketing channels. And we said, hey, we're not spending 40,000 a month anymore. We're going to bring that down to 5,000 a month until we see higher conversion rates. We instantly saw higher conversion rates. We were able to cut that ad cost down by 30%. And now they're averaging about 250,000 a month when they were stuck at 40, just breaking even. So you don't need to spend more. You don't need to do more. If you can fix a conversion rate problem and you can get higher conversion rates, you can actually spend less and get better results because your pages are so relevant to what your customers want, which we'll touch on next. This B2B customer, I'm going to show two more examples. They were averaging around 20 leads. I know a lot of people in here, it'd be cool to see people who's doing e-commerce versus B2B. So if you're doing B2B where you want leads, type that in the comments for me so I can see who's doing that. And then e-commerce, if you could put e-commerce, if you do e-commerce, be cool to see here. This is another B2B business. They're averaging about 20 leads a month. Now their average order value is about 1,500 to 3,000. So they don't need a lot of leads. They just want high quality leads. They want leads that they came in for the exact reason that for the sale that they offer, they convert and they say yes. Because a lot of times when you see B2B, you might get 20 leads, but they're not qualified leads. That's another thing I want to show you today, that a landing page can help you increase the quality of your leads instead of just getting junk leads coming in. So that was really cool there. This person right here actually increased their average order value with the landing page, which I was shocked to see. This was a couple of years ago, but somebody would come to their site and they would buy one product. Well, this customer, through the landing page, we're actually able to show the one product plus two add-ons that they could add on to that product. So by the time they got to the cart, yes, we gave them a coupon code, but they had three things in their cart instead of just one. So with the landing page, you're able to build that relationship with them, tell them about more than just the one product they were looking for. So by the time they make it to cart, they're more willing and more likely to add two or three things to their cart. Super cool there. Awesome. I like leads, B2B, 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 B2C, but leads. Yep. Need that. Awesome. Cool. So we do have a lot of B2B people in here, but a few e-commerce. So I'll try to keep that in mind as I go through this. Thank you, everyone. So as I introduced myself, we've been working with clients for the last 9 years, 110 clients using Duda. Every single client we work with, we make sure we won't work with them unless they let us build them a landing page, because that's how powerful we know they are. So everyone that comes in, we're like, you have to have a landing page. We're going to build it for you. And this is why. And as soon as they see why, and then they start seeing results, that's super key there. All right. So we touched on the strategy a little bit, but when you're running any type of ads to your business, it's important to choose the right landing page builder. Now, a lot of times, let's say you're using a WordPress site, things can get slowed down if you have a bunch of pages in there. So we even see good results building a landing page on a separate software using a subdomain. So you can use, let's say, start or coupon start.website.com for your landing page. Make sure then it's completely separate and you know that page is going to load super fast. So feel free to use landing pages like Duda that we use as a subdomain or as an add-on to your website. That way you know it's going to load fast and there's nothing, no plugins and nothing in the background slowing that page down. Another quick tip that I want to share with you all is we always recommend using Google Tag Manager to implement all your pixels and all your tracking codes. Because once you start throwing in a bunch of tracking codes like your Facebook pixels, your Google conversion pixels, it starts slowing down the website a little bit. You can get all those codes in Google Tag Manager. Just put one line of code in the head section of your website, and that will help keep that page speed up. The next one is the page relevance. And this is super important. These top three are the most important. We'll cover them in a minute. But the relevance of your page. So if somebody's looking for a local personal trainer near me, and I click on the site and it's the homepage of a gym and it says nothing about personal trainer, that's technically not 100% relevant. Now, yeah, I can go search in their about page and their service page to find their personal trainer service, but I was looking for a personal trainer, not the gym, right? Or if you maybe are looking for a product online, maybe something for your kitchen, and you look it up and they just show you a bunch of products and not that exact product that you were looking for, you're going to have to go find it. And it's not exactly relevant to your search. So that's where the landing pages come in, where if I'm looking for a personal trainer near me, as soon as I hit that landing page, that should be the title of your landing page: personal trainer in city, right? If you are looking for a chiropractor, right? Exact same thing. Back adjustments in the city. If you are looking for somebody that can help you with your website, right? Maybe you guys have a website agency, a website business. You want leads coming in. Instead of sending them to your homepage, write your ad as best website design company. And then when they hit the landing page, the title should say best website design company. So whatever you put in your ads or your marketing, that same title should also show up at the top of your landing page to make that page relevant to what they were searching for. That's not only going to help you with the algorithms, with Facebook and Google liking you more and making sure it loads fast, but now it's relevant to the client. You're not making the client search through a whole website to try to find exactly what you were talking about. Hey, this is exactly what I was looking for, a good website design company. Oh, that's exactly what they say on the title, and that's what they promised me. Last but not least are the pain points. So if somebody comes to your website and you tell them how great you are, I'm great at this, we do this, we do that, we do that. That's not talking about them. So if you can address their pain points at the very top of your landing page, they're going to stay on that page. Now, you can't technically do this on the homepage of your website because the homepage is supposed to be generic. All the different services you offer, all the pain points you help people with, but you can be super specific on the landing page. Hit that pain point. Are you struggling to lose weight? We have the best personal trainer in the city. Are you unhappy with your website design? We offer amazing website design. So that's exactly how you want to cover that at top of the landing page. Here's your pain point. We help you cover that. And then they're going to start scrolling. And that's when the landing page design gets really fun there. I'm, Now I'm seeing some good comments, and your landing pages are so important to any PPC. Thank you, Paul. Yep. Hopefully you're doing landing pages. Future site designs, love Duda. We love Duda too for the speed and how easy it is to make edits. We can just go copy and paste. I've got a website that has 30 landing pages because they have 30 different ads, and every single landing page is the same title as their ad. Really cool. Kimberfire B2C leads, custom engagement ring. We work with many custom engagement ring businesses, all send them to a landing page. And what that does is helps you build a relationship and follow up with some automated emails, give them a coupon code, and make sure that your custom ring, if somebody types in custom engagement ring, guess what the title of your landing page should be? Custom engagement ring. Struggling to find a designer to create your dream ring? That's your pain point right there. So really cool. All right, I would like to share I've got 2 landing pages here. I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to actually show you guys this landing page. So this is a really cool one. They were on Shark Tank, and they sell a phone a holder for your phone. It's really cool, called Tentacle here. So you're going to see that it looks just like their website, but I can't go to their website until I fill out a form. So the very first thing right at the top of the fold is going to be a form here. Now, what we want to do is put a form at the top and a form at the bottom. If I've never heard of this company before, I'm not filling out the form right away. I want to go see what this product is all about. When I get to the bottom, I really like this product. I saw their reviews, their FAQs. Then I add a form at the bottom as well. Now I'm ready to get that 10% coupon code. But we want to put a form at the very top and at the very bottom. This is an e-commerce business. So for e-commerce, what I want to focus on is showing that product. I want to show that product in action. Hey, you were looking for a phone holder? We've got the coolest phone holder. Then we want to scroll down and allow them to fill out the form. Why should they fill out the form, which we'll get into on one of my next slides. And we're saying, hey, one product, endless mounting possibilities. We're telling them exactly what this product is. And the only thing they can do is hit these anchors and they can scroll down, see why choose us. But they can't escape. Maybe that's not the right word, but they can't leave this page until they give us their information and they get 10% off. Now, what we can do is maybe they were at the red light. Maybe they're picking up their kids from school. They're not ready to buy this yet, but they were interested in it. We can send them a few automated emails to remind them to come back and buy this when they have some time. So let's say they're picking up their kid from school. School gets out. They fill out this form. They don't have their credit card on them. Tonight at 7 o'clock, they go back and check their email. All right, I'll go buy that now. So you have to assume that 99.9% of people aren't going to buy right away. So you need to follow up with them. And that's why I talk about landing pages so much and the importance of them. So you can follow up with people after they come to the website. All right, I got my next one. This is for all my B2B people. So that was anyone that has e-commerce or interested in e-commerce. It's really good when you give them a coupon code for that. But now we want to talk about a B2B lead. This page right here is somebody looking for a videographer. So we want to make it super simple. Maybe they've heard of this brand before. Maybe they are just ready. They need someone right away. So we're going to put that form right at the top for them. Make it really easy for them to fill out that quote form, get a free quote, and go from there. So then you can scroll down and you can start seeing, are you looking for a videographer near you? And so what we have is right here we have some hidden pages, but we say hire a videographer, and then we autofill the city of the location. So hire a videographer in Orlando, Florida. Hire the top videographer for your shoot in Ohio. Whatever city that is for the quote, we make separate landing pages for every location here. So this is the one where we have multiple landing pages, and each one is specific for the location where that person wants the videographer. And that's why we use Duda, because you can just copy those pages over and over. We can build 20 or 30 of these, and we just switch out the city in each one. From there, same exact thing. Are you looking to hire a videographer in the city? We put the city here on all those page specific campaigns for the different cities we're running the ads in. Same thing. We just hit those anchors. It scrolls us down. Hits the reviews, scrolls us down. Hits the FAQs, scrolls us down. And then we got the form at the bottom. So we'll dive into these towards the end of these slides. But these two landing pages are converting best for us. And like I mentioned, the nice part is we're working with so many different brands. We can see which landing pages work and which ones don't. We're constantly making changes and trying different versions of these. But if you stick with me till the end here, I'm going to go back and tell you the rhyme and reason and why we have this structured the way and why people actually convert using this. All right, so I'll go back to my slide here. While we go back to my slides, Jacob says, about page speed and contact forms. I found that having a form above or close to the full drops mobile page speed performance by 20%. So yes, that's why you need a page specific to the landing page. That's why you don't want to use it on the about page. You don't want to focus on the contact page. You want this single page. And it depends on the website builder you're using. But if you're using one of the new updated ones, like we recommend Duda, there's many other ones out there for landing pages. Set that up on a subdomain. So maybe the rest of your site isn't slowing those pages down. That could be helpful there. All right. Next thing I want to cover is copywriting. I touched on this briefly, but I would say this is something that is super important. And when you start thinking about your marketing and the ads that you all are using, in your marketing and your ads, you're going to be trying to solve a problem. So think about your business. What's that customer? Who's the customer you're wanting to market to? Now, I see a lot of businesses put a lot of time and effort into finding the perfect audience. I need to find entrepreneurs in the United States. So you find that perfect audience in Meta. I want to find, ring buyers in the United States. I put all that into Google. So you spend so much time finding that perfect audience to show your ads to, or to do your marketing to, but you don't spend as much time on the copywriting to catch their attention once they click on that ad. And that's where I want you to focus on is finding out what that pain point is. And with the help of landing pages, it doesn't have to be a generic pain point. So, yeah, everyone can say lose weight. Everyone wants to lose weight. Most people want to lose weight. So that's your generic lose weight, right? But you want to be specific on lose 20 pounds or get in shape or work with a personal trainer. And that's where you can make multiple different pages with your landing pages to cover each one of those pain points your customers may have. And that's where you can be super specific. On the homepage, you're being generic. We help you do this. But on the landing page, you can say, this is the exact pain point you have, and we're the ones to solve it. And that's where the solution comes in. You want to be able to tell them, hey, we understand that you search for this pain point. We have the offer and the solution to help you. And we're going to do that by showing them reviews on the page. We're going to basically just say, you were looking for this. We're the ones to solve it. Fill out the form. And then last but not least, prove authority on that page. Show how long you've been in business. Show how many clients you've worked with. Show all of your reviews on the landing page. So you are the company that's solving someone's pain point. You've got the perfect solution for them. You are an authority. You're an expert at this. And now just fill out the form and we'll be able to help you. So you want to remove all friction, focus on those three things. So when somebody looks at your ad and clicks on it, they're like, yes, this is the company for me. You don't want them to go look at your competitors. And that's the beauty of landing pages is you can be so specific on that exact landing page. Somebody will say yes or no, I'm interested within seconds. All right. In the case of using only Duda, would you use a subdomain or just add another page for the landing page? So most of the time, we build the whole website in Duda, and then we have the inner pages, the hidden pages that are our landing pages, and they load super fast. But if you already have your website on a different platform, keep your website as is, and then you can create the landing pages in Duda and have the subdomain and just send all the marketing channels to those. All right, now the fun part. Why should somebody fill out the form? And you want to be creative with this. You want to give them something of value that will solve that pain point. Now, you're not going to give them everything you have for free, right? You want to give them a little sample. You want to give them a test. You want them to see maybe a preview of what you offer. Or if you're an e-commerce business, just give them a coupon code. So you want to be able to solve that pain point with your solution. You can give them the coupon code for e-commerce. I give a blueprint. So we have 3 products and I give them a free lesson, which is a blueprint as like a free sample onto what they're going to get from us. And so you want to be able to give a guide. You can give a blueprint. You can give a PDF. You can give a webinar. A lot of companies do webinars, but something in exchange for their email address so you can follow up with them. Super important there. Why would they fill out the form? And you have to think about, all right, let me give them something like a cheat sheet to help them solve that pain point, knowing potentially they probably won't go solve that pain point on their own. They'll respond back and they'll hire me when they're ready. Like I mentioned before, the 99.9% just aren't ready right now. So you got to be able to build that relationship with them over time. And that's where I've really liked getting someone's email right away. So I can send them some automated emails. I can have them follow me on social media. Maybe I can show them a YouTube video and build that relationship with them. So when they are ready to buy, they're going to just respond to my email, click on the link in my social media, or just click. If they're on this page, they could just go schedule or buy right now. What happens after they fill out the form? This is where it gets fun. It's time for you to build a relationship with them. And how you can do that is through a YouTube video. So this is the highest performing thing we see work right now. Somebody comes to the landing page, we say, hey, we understand your pain point. We can solve it. We've got the solution. Here's a free guide. Fill out the form. Now what? So then on the next page, we show them a YouTube video. If they just push play on that YouTube video once, YouTube will then recommend your YouTube videos next time they log into YouTube. Who's got a YouTube channel here? Love to see if there's any YouTubers here. I just hit 100,000 subscribers on mine, so that was pretty cool. But YouTube is a really good follow-up technique. And if somebody watches a YouTube video, they'll keep recommending your other ones. And now you're staying top of mind after they hit that landing page. So after they fill out the form, Future Site Designs, yes, he's got a YouTube channel. Awesome. After they fill out the form, build a relationship through a short video. Give them the link to get that offer that you promised them. And you can do a couple things here. You can have them follow you on social media. So now they're going to see your email, they're going to see your YouTube video, and they're going to see you on social media. They'll come back to you when they're ready to purchase. Or you can get them to schedule a call. So for mine, instead of social media here, I just have my schedule button so they can book a call with me after they filled out that form. So there's multiple different ways you can go with this, but you need a really solid thank you page to take that relationship with them to the next level. Why should they buy with you? If they see a picture of you, a video of you, they're more likely to say, this is a cool business. Let me actually follow through with booking that call with them. One more case study. This one was really cool. So this company right here was right around, I would say 24,000 a month in sales. We came in and put this landing page in, and not even looking at the sales number, which is cool, but I'm looking at conversion rate and average order value. Now, this is a Shopify site. We built the landing page on Duda. So they'd fill out the form on the landing page, get a coupon code, get an automated email, and then go purchase on the site. And by the time they got to the site, the conversion rate skyrocketed and the average order value went up because they were able to add that add-on to the product when they got to the cart because they already knew they wanted to buy it. They had a YouTube video that built the relationship. They had great automated emails. They asked them to follow on social media. So by the time they purchased, even using the coupon code, their average order value went up 13%. So really, really powerful. Mark, yes, video does work. So do you use a YouTube video there? So it retargets, or do you use Wistia or Vimeo there? We find that putting that YouTube video, even though the captions at the end where they recommend other videos are kind of ugly, it still works because it's going to recommend your videos and keep you top of mind. All right, so I want to get into some frequently asked questions. I put some in here to cover. These are questions that a lot of people ask me already. So this would be a great time for you all to jump in and ask me any questions before we start getting into the landing pages. But platforms like Google and Facebook, and even new platforms like TikTok and Twitter and LinkedIn, they're going to give you a better quality score once they see how fast that loads speeds, and even improve your ad rank, which I didn't touch on too much, where they'll put you above a slower loading website. So if you and your competitor are both running ads, the easy way to think about it is spend more and you'll go above your competitor, right? Or you improve your landing page and you can go above your competitor without spending more. I see you can even spend less with that. We touched on copywriting, and then we touched on the pain points. You want to think about your images as well. So maybe avoid GIFs, any animations you probably want to avoid, even though they're cool. We did the first e-commerce store I showed you has a video playing at the top, but we have that video playing through Vimeo instead of the landing page. So use a software like Vimeo to get that so it loads on Vimeo instead of the landing page. You want to keep that easy and seamless, just like I showed you with the anchor text. They click on reviews, don't take them to another page, drop them down, make it super easy for them to go through each one. All right, let's get into Nicole here. Do you ever link to the main website? Yes. So after they visit the landing page, they fill out the form, then they see the thank you page, and that's where we link them to the main website. Because after they fill out the form, that's all we needed. Now you can go to my other pages on the site. Now you can go shop. You can go schedule on the schedule page on your site. So we just need to get them to fill out that form so you can follow up with them. So you can get that conversion right there. So your landing page content to match any ad copy, it should be exactly the same if possible. So if whatever you're putting in your ad title, that's the first words that they should see on the landing page. So they say in their head, I'm in the right place. Exactly what I searched for. And then that's exactly what the page says. I'm in the right place. I'm going to keep checking this out. If they think they're in the wrong place, they clicked on the wrong link, or the title has nothing to do with what they search, they're bouncing, they're leaving. Google and Facebook sees that, and now they're going to charge you more cost per click. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Make it relevant to what they search, make sure they know in the right place, and now your cost per click and your advertising is going to go down. So super important there. Same for visuals. Like if they're searching for something, have the pictures relate to what that search is. Maybe don't use stock photos. If personal trainer near me, title says personal trainer in my city, have the real personal trainer, personal training someone. Like boom, boom, boom. It's all the same exact thing. All right, we're going to get into the layout in a second, which I'm looking forward to. But you want to put that call to action right at the beginning, make it easy for them to fill it out, put it at the very bottom. Think about your mobile too. A lot of people forget about checking on mobile, but you don't want them scrolling forever on mobile. They're at the red light. It's going to turn green soon. So get that form at the top, make it quick and easy. A couple more things. I didn't touch on that too much, but I've said this a few times already. How can we build better relationships with these people? And once they come to our landing page, the thank you page is that time. How can you get them to start seeing you everywhere? How can we get them to see you on YouTube, on your social media platform, and in your emails? And that's key. So at the top of mine, I say, go check your email and confirm your email. Now I know I'm going to hit their inbox. I say, follow me on social media. And I send them to, let's say, LinkedIn, my most popular social media. Now they connect with me on LinkedIn. Then they see my YouTube video. So now you start showing up everywhere and you look like the brand to trust. You look like the authority in the space. And the most important, they'll remember to come back and take an action on what you promised. All right. So we don't have any other questions here. I'd like to dive into those landing pages. Nafa?
That was a great presentation. I actually have a couple of questions before we dive into the landing pages. One thing that it was a very good question about linking to the site. Uh, one thing I've seen is that some folks do actually like linking the logo on the landing page to the main site, even if it's no index, no follow. Do you still stand, or do you no link to the main site until they've given you their information? Or do you still allow for some of those no index, no follow links through a logo just to confer that authority?
That's a great question because I do like linking to the homepage and the logo. Yep, because if someone's intuitive enough, or by chance it's a repeat person, a repeat customer that doesn't want to fill out that form, they're more likely to click on that logo and go do what they wanted to do anyways. So 100%, that's a great question, but link the logo to the main site. So, and you're going to get repeat people, somebody that already filled out the form that doesn't want to fill out the form again. So make it easy for them to go do what they were looking for.
So Mark has actually a very interesting question about being concerned about the SEO for landing pages. And before I relinquish the mic to let you answer, one thing that is worth keeping in mind is that landing pages that are built for SEO should be thought of and treated as differently than those that are built specifically for PPC campaigns. So while yes, you may want to SEO the page, the things that are your priority and where you invest your time and energy are going to be very, very different. Brad, definitely want you to be able to chime in there.
100%. Your landing pages, if we're thinking of what I'm presenting today, is for PPC, right? You don't technically need these for SEO. Now, you still need to do the proper SEO title and descriptions and images for them because that's going to affect your PPC score, right? But if you're thinking of SEO performance, definitely make these pages in your main website if you can. Um, and also, even my landing pages that are PPC, I no index them because I don't want them showing up in um, my site overview and the SEO results.
Also, hey Will, hope all is well. I see William Rock in the chat. You mentioned
Don't
a
leave. You can
really
stay with us.
you mentioned a really great strategy, which I use all the time in terms of layering in YouTube. And that was a very clever tactic that I think everyone should document, write it down, cement it, build into your practices to just basically tag people organically with that YouTube visit so that it kind of gets their algorithm thinking about it. I'm curious, do you also build in PPC campaigns specifically using YouTube remarketing to go alongside that viewership, taking advantage of the YouTube that they've seen the ad, that they've commented on something, that they've subscribed to a channel, fill in the blank? And do you ever get sneaky now that you no longer have to own the YouTube channel and actually pull in your competitor YouTube videos to do that?
100%. You know it. So through Google Tag Manager, we make sure all the pixels are in there, so it still loads fast. And I love using YouTube for retargeting. Like I think it's one of the most powerful retargeting and advertisings you can do. So I would say most 80% of the time we use it just to retarget them. So after they hit the landing page or the website, we'll show the YouTube video there. And then we do have some customers that have the full YouTube advertising package with us, where we go and pull competitor videos and websites and bring that traffic in that way as well. But I love YouTube for retargeting for just the average business. If you're a huge business, you should be using YouTube ads to steal your competitors' traffic as well. Um, and maybe one more thing that wasn't part of your question was we used to put the YouTube video on the landing page, on the first page. And we found that actually did not convert as just having pictures. And I think that goes along with nobody likes me yet, and no one trusts me yet, and no one cares about me yet. So when they're on that landing page, they don't care about you yet. They care about themselves and what they're looking for. So usually it's hard to get somebody to sit down and watch a video of you until something happens. So we've tested it. Maybe it'll work next year. Maybe it'll work next month. Things change every month. But for right now, what we're seeing is just the pictures work well on the landing page, and then put the video on the thank you page. So now they feel like they've committed to something. They fill out the form. They're more likely to watch the video.
Brian has a great question, but I have one question before we get to Brian's question. You mentioned at the beginning of your presentation that you were able to do something incredible. You took someone investing 40 grand a month and got them down to 5 grand a month in spend with, it sounds like, comparable ROAS, return on ad spend, comparable volume, like the volume didn't. So that makes me think that there were some structural issues or some inefficiencies in the campaign, or did you not really touch anything else? It was just the landing page that got changed out.
Yeah. There was more. So that's a good question. So when they first came to us, they were sending people to a webinar, but the webinar was on their main website. A webinar.
Got it. Yeah.
Yep. And after I filled out that form for the webinar, I got 0 emails. There was 0 follow-up.
That's
Yeah.
so that's so not smart. I won't call it dumb, but it's not
Yeah.
intelligent. Um, but
There were
that
no
actually,
reviews either.
oh man. So for those in the audience that are maybe thinking about how much to lean into testing landing pages and controlling for those landing page tests versus this account structure choices where those in and of themselves do represent A/B tests as well. How do you advise folks? Do you lean into landing page testing first and then look at account structure? Do you look into account structure first and then look to landing pages? Would love a little bit of context there.
I usually say if you don't have a landing page and you're running ads, stop the ads for a minute. Um, I look at the structure. I think I look at the landing page structure. So, I mean, the first thing is if you're sending people to your homepage or your website, pause your ads, get the landing page implemented, and then go from there. Then I say create one landing page and test that. Think of the structure as that. And you can install some heat map tools and start seeing what people are doing and what devices they're using. And if they're not filling out that form, I would say it's usually not the layout of your landing page. It's more of you hitting the pain point and what that offer is. So if you do make one landing page, test some different offers. Maybe test the titles, test the pain points, and test what you're going to give them. I had a landing page where I was giving away something, and nobody wanted it. I'm like, why is no one filling out the form? Well, because nobody wanted it. It did not solve their pain point. So I tested my promise, my offer to them, and it was about three versions later, and people started filling out the form. I said, all right, so I'm giving them something of value. Now I could have gone and said, I'm marketing to the wrong audience. Maybe my ads are set up wrong. That's why no one was filling out the form. But I feel like you probably have enough people coming organically, unless you're brand new, or maybe enough people that might want that offer. And if they just don't want the offer, it's usually the landing page structure on what you promised them that is the issue, not necessarily the audience you're bringing in.
So this dovetails actually very nicely into Brian's question around B2C sites for call to actions, and kind of what sort of call to actions should we think about? Should we just go with that kind of generic call now? Do you like scheduling better? Do you like something wild and crazy? Like what sort of calls to actions do you like?
It's funny because last few weeks, there's more and more phone calls coming in, and that just ruins our tracking. So it ruins the form and the follow up. I don't I don't like removing the phone number altogether. I like having both on the landing page for that type of business. Now, in the Google ad, even the Facebook ad we put the phone number that they can call from the ad. That way, they're not even getting to the landing page; they can just call, right? But on the landing page, we really want them to fill out the form. If they fill out the form, we can follow up by email. If they call, you might miss the call. So any way you can maybe just put your phone number in there one time, I think is important. If there's a percentage of people that just are old school, they just want to call. They have a question, they want to call. Let them call, but make the priority the form. And I think if you give them something of high value, like, hey, if you call, I'm not giving you 10%, or you don't say that, but make them want to fill out the form over calling, and by incentivizing them on the guide or the infographic or the cheat sheet or the coupon code. That way, they're more likely to fill out the form than call.
So just to address Brian's point about that it's a trackable number.
Right.
One thing that's kind of interesting to think about is, do you convert better and get better quality leads when someone picks up the phone or when they've had the time to process? So if you find that your sales team or your intake team does a really great job, don't run away from the phone call. But Brad's advice is actually very good. Not actually very good. It is very good when thinking about how to structure those tests. So if you don't test that form fill and seeing if it can pre-qualify folks better so that the lead quality is better, serviceability is better, you'll never know if that's a gold mine. So just 100% agree on that. And then Mark's question around where you show snippets or a trailer of a pain point. So short landing pages work
Oh, if we
well.
could pull that up on the screen. Yeah,
Yeah, so
perfect.
it looks like it's a question about using video to show the problem. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, Mark, as a GIF or as a video, I think those work really well. You just want to make sure they don't slow down the page load. I think that's probably your main concern. You want to show those, right? You want to show the demo and the example, which I think those are great. And maybe put them, test it out. And if you can get that same page speed, use them like any way you can show the product action, or make it about their pain point and a solution to solve it, and put those on the next page after they fill out the form.
The one other thing I'll add to this is cumulative layout shift and CLS. That is actually a factor in quality score. So for those of you that are wrestling with speed, one thing to think about is how many of the modules on the landing page need to be rendered. How many of them could maybe uh, be static or be dynamic, or you have it render a little bit later. however you need to do that. So I do think it's important that we don't just think about the speed, but we also think about the CLS component, because that is kind of a user frustration. Because if the site is kind of jostled around or there's a ton of pop-ups, that can also be frustrating. I want to make sure, Brad, that you have time to dive into the landing pages. We have about 10 minutes left. So while you're
Cool.
pulling those up, if folks have any other questions, I'm keeping an eye on that. But let's take a look at those landing pages.
Awesome. Cool. So we'll share those up here, the landing page screen. Perfect. We'll do the B2B one first here. So let's see. I'm actually going to switch one here. Let me go to this one first. E-commerce. Great. So this is e-commerce, and I want to just show off this for a minute. We're making it about the coupon code. We want to give them the 10%. E-commerce, you can be pretty straightforward. Here's our product. Here's the solution for what you're looking for. Get the coupon code. I won't spend too much time on the e-commerce because I think that's pretty straightforward here. From there, we want to go into showing what those are. So to Mark's question, show the product in action, right? Show the examples. And we're able to do that here with images we don't need the videos or the GIF. So maybe break it down into 4 sections and show that in action. Make it about, hey, if you're new here, if they're coming from a PPC campaign, they're probably new here. So, hey, you're new here, get 10% off your first purchase. And I really like showing examples of the product in action. So any way you can show your business, your service, your product in action and people using it, show that off. Show the real world stuff, right? The stuff that somebody would expect if they purchased this. From there, you can show all the different reasons why somebody should have them. And I really like something like this, where we talk about how many reviews the people have and how many are 5 stars. So I think you can do a really good job by basically saying, hey, we're trusted by over 3,000 people, or however many you've been, working with. And you don't have to show all your reviews here. You can show just a sample, but from there you can just continue going through those reviews. Maybe 9, 3, 6, 9. Now, but how many would you suggest for reviews on this page? Oh, you're on mute. Sorry.
Sorry, I put myself on mute because I wasn't expecting to talk. So if you have amazing reviews and you have a ton of them, I like 3. 3 is very easy to process. Odd numbers are very easy to process. But that said, if you have more stars and it's not a full-on review, I tend to lean into showing more just because it shows more individual net reviews. My personal take on this screen, if you're asking my honest opinion, I don't like anything that looks like a button that you can't click. So I
Mhm.
would have probably preferred that there wasn't a drop shadow and that it was all kind of one line with a gradient, and then it doesn't look like a button.
Makes sense.
But yeah, that's it. Some people won't be bothered by it. It's just one of my pet peeves.
Cool. Nicole asked where this video goes. So that is a good question, Nicole, because this is to Mark's point as well. A pop-up. So you can show videos, but maybe make them a pop-up so that it doesn't load until after they click the button and lets the pop-up load. So now that one I've heard mixed reviews. Some people say don't use pop-ups at all on the landing page, but if you use a pop-up, the page will still load fast until they click on that. I always like answering FAQs for an e-commerce store, like answer those questions. Wow, they answered all the questions I have. That's exactly the product I want. I'm going to get 10% off. Sounds good. All right. Actually, I had to pull this one out. This is one of our highest converting landing pages we've ever used. And guess what the keyword was? Strong coffee. So you can say that we have the strongest coffee, and we had a little fun with it. Since they're in Canada, we said "a." That's Canada's, slang word there. So we know that people were looking for strong coffee. So the very first thing they see here, they see strong twice. They see strong here, and they see strongest here. So this would be a landing page for somebody looking for strong coffee. Really cool here. We had some fun with the buttons. So you can see that he pops out when you hover over them. But that basically just drops you down to new here, save on your first purchase. Subscribe and save, free giveaways, once in a lifetime deals, get 17% off for new customers. Now, we made it 17 because they could with their margins, but be a little different than your competitors. If your competitors have a 10% coupon code, make it a little different than them. This part, I think, is what worked best. It's a family owned business. So talking about the founder story right away seemed to convert better. We started off with it really low on the page, but this builds that relationship with people. People want to support local businesses or family owned businesses. So putting this at the top actually started converting better than when we had it towards the bottom. So we moved that up here.
I'm actually curious. Did you find that folks struggled with the yellow on the white background, or was that kind of a point of friction between you and the client?
Yep, it was.
Because that's one thing that stands out to me about this, that it's kind of worth picking your battles. And Brad, it sounds like you picked the right battles. Is accessibility. That yellow on white is not what we would choose, but if the brand hands you brand colors, you kind of have to figure out how to make it work. The other thing is the serif font all at the top. While I personally would never do it, I really love how you balanced it and made it softer with the color choices, and that you followed through with sans serif font with that big about us description. So this is, I think, a really great example that folks should like take screenshots, like really think about what battles you pick and how you guide the client to own their brand, but also be mindful about accessibility, and kind of landing page theory and CRO theory.
100%. Yep. So, and you can only go as, you can teach them and you can say, this is what we suggest. But there's only so far you can go. So we try to meet in the middle if possible. That way they stick with you if they get good results. And if they get bad results, you can say, hey, we need to change those colors. This was really cool because they were featured in a lot of different companies. So add some reviews or add featured in at the top, some social proof here. That goes along with, hey, we solve your pain point. You want strong coffee. Here's a quick way to get some strong coffee. And by the way, you're buying from good people. And we have been featured in a lot of different publications. You can trust us. So this helps build that authority that you want to put on that landing page here. I love this section, how it works and what to expect when you order. Tell people what to expect if they schedule a call with you. Tell people what to expect if they download the free guide. Like, hey, it's super. You choose your blend. We're going to blend it and ship it, and you're going to receive it and get caffeinated. Like simple as 1, 2, 3. That's easy. I'm going to go buy that coffee. I'll get that soon, and I'll really enjoy it. It looks like. So make it simple and say, hey, this is our process. Even if you have a B2B business, fill out the form, get the guide, schedule a call, get results. 1, 2, 3. This is where we were able to get that average order value up because I wanted strong coffee. Plus, I wanted to try this C4. So now I bought 2 bags of coffee. Sometimes we saw a lot of people buy 3 bags or even the sample pack where they bought all 4 of these. So that's what helped get that average order value up there. Coupon code, we just keep enforcing that. And I think compared to the last landing page on Nava, this one has images with it. So I think images go a long way of people actually using your product or your service if possible. And last but not least, fill out the form again. So we have it at the top and at the bottom. Don't make me scroll all the way back up to fill out the form again. And same thing, we show proof all over again. 100,000 5-star reviews, fresh, pre-delivery, secure checkout, and that's it. So yeah, really cool stuff. Hopefully that was helpful breaking that down. But I think Mark has a tip for us for reviews, feature language. Yep, 100%, Mark. I like that. I like
Fully
the collage.
agree.
That's cool.
So Brad, you've given us so much great advice, so many amazing questions answered. We have about a moment or two left. So if anyone wants to sneak in a last minute question, definitely keeping an eye on the chat. But otherwise, where can folks find you? Where can folks connect with you if they want to take advantage of your amazing skills and services, or if they want to learn more about your amazing advice?
I want you to go steal my landing page ideas and see what it looks like. So you can go to our website, automationlinks.com, and a big button says start here, and you can actually see how our landing page works. You'll see the automated emails, the YouTube video, everything I taught today will be right there. What the pain point is, a free guide, a thank you page, a schedule, etc. So yeah, other than that, automationlinks.com. I would love to help you guys. Even if you have a general question, reach out.
Amazing. And real quick, does Duda have similar templates, or have you contributed any to the Duda library?
Yes, they do. Yep. And we do have one in the library. So I need to get more
Amazing.
of those
So
in there.
exactly. But I think everyone should give a big round of applause, big thank you, connect with Brad. He's awesome. He's brilliant. I learned a ton. I hope you all did. And thank you so much for investing a little bit of your time with Duda, with Brad, with myself. And here's to profit and victory.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully this was helpful.
Bye, guys.